Good evening, basketball world. We are the Cross Court. So kasama natin ngayon. Hey Igue, what's up bro?
By the same old basketball world.
May gusto ka shoutouts?
Shoutouts! Not really. Wala man makarinig sa akin, I think.
Ako, if ever mag-shoutouts ng sandali, nakalimutan ko ang bagong intro ko pala ngayon kay Good Evening Basketball and Non-Basketball World.
Wow.
Kay more than, naman ko doon, ang content ko hindi na lang related sa basketball. Pero
Expansion.
Oo. Actually, bago lang na-post yung jamming session namin ni Mains.
Wow!
So, I hope, hopefully, mabigyan din tayo ng sample ni Igue.
No!
Pero bro. Musta mga bro?
Yan, same old. Actually, feeling good, feeling the usual.
Oo. Usually, ang iba kasi you mentioned earlier mo na parang the whole, ever since nag-start yung quarantine if wala talagang important, bahay ka lang talaga. Ako lang yung iba kasi struggling mentally niyan. Pero ikaw, how are you doing by that by?
Thanks for asking kanang, Jud, by, ever since nag-start itong quarantine, of course, at the start, nag-a-adjust pa rin because I've gotten used to going out every day. Pero, I go out not because, gusto ko. Kailangan, makalaman mo na school, kailangan sa duty or something. So, now na most of the duty is moving to the house, kaya parang, okay, fine, cool. Adjust ako, pero I got used to it eventually. The biggest thing lang siguro is because, nag-unders ako ang choir karon is very awkward na mag-rehearse na online choir. So, that's the most of it. Pero, generally, I'm fine. Everything, life is here.
Goods kayo, goods. Speaking of Subdom, the choir na, i-mention mo kay, isa talaga sa pinaka-ma-amaze ka talaga, bro, the way you sing, ikaw, si Gab, sila Kuya Joe, marag passionate kayo mo sa where does that come from? Ask ko lang.
Yeah. I don't know. It goes back, I guess.
Since grade school ba nag-choir?
No, definitely
not. Hummingbirds
not.
ba tawag yan, diba dati?
No, I did not join choir. So, I guess, of course, na-mention na ni June na singer ako.
Yes, sir.
Unders ako ang Subdom choir karon, which is the chapel choir.
Shoutouts to all the Subdom listeners out there. If you're listening, guys.
But, di ko singer ever since. Growing up, wala talaga akong interest in music whatsoever.
That's it?
Yeah, siguro, the most, makakanta ako sometimes, but it's not, di siya pastime na ako. And then, eventually, siguro the first time I sang publicly, and publicly meaning sa chapel, was siguro third year college.
That's it?
So going back to your question, saan galing yung passion? I guess it's the same source yung passion ko to the reason that I started. Gusto ko lang talaga mag-serve sa chapel.
Actually.
Yeah, just wanted to serve, just wanted to do something sa chapel, contribute in a way. So, nag-learn akong well, not really learn.
Sino ba na-encourage sila? Ma'am Sue. Hello po, Ma'am Sue. Shoutouts.
Nasa bahay ko man, we're at home pa rin.
We are live here in
Na-mention niya, di ako nagalabas sa bahay. Until now, kahit sa podcast ni Jewel, siya pinapunta ko dito.
Hello, what's up? Hello, Doromal family. Charot. Pero ito, bro, curious talaga ako ba? Di ba you said na third year college ka pa nag-start and yung interest nun, out of nowhere lang siya or since dati pa kayo, you have that, marag gusto mo ba pero wala ka lang initiative or wala man lang na-start?
Yeah, okay. So, to those who don't know, diba, ako, under Subdom Choir, I started off as a member, tapos karon nag-volunteer lang ko sa Trainor for Subdom for almost 4 years na at this point in the choir. This started around second year, third year. It's before that, Jud siya, there was a series of circumstances, series of events na gusto ko talaga it led me to going to mass, going to church, and then wanting to serve.
Chapel.
Exactly, di ba? My gosh. But before that, I wasn't very religious. Did you go religious na person? And then, God has a way of changing people. Eventually, I wanted to go to mass every day, twice a day na ako nagamisa and all of that. And it all led to me wanting to serve. So, at that time, ang leader pa, or di not leader, ang president sa CLM was si Kuya Rams.
Si Ram.
Si Ram. Tapos, ang friend ko, my friend who's named Ronnie, Nag-serve po siya sa CLM.
Shoutouts, Aroni.
Tara ron! Good luck sa law school.
Law school boy.
But, nag-ask ako sa kanya, pwede ako magsali. Because
Oo.
I really wanted to serve in a way. Nung gusto talaga mag-serve, find a way to serve. Di lang ko gusto I felt parang restless bitaw ako. Di ko
Oo.
may mutang kung nag-ano lang ko, nag-go lang ko sa mass, just listening and singing. But like, wanted to do more. So, CLM talaga yung first choice. Early wanted to go to CLM. I was like, pwede ba ako magsali? Sabi niya, sige, try mo. Lapit ka dun. Lapit ako kay Ram. Uy, pwede ako magsali? Sabi niya, no, half the semester na. Marami pa daw mga growth session and mga...
Di ba ganyan talaga sa CLM, di ba?
Yes, marami pang mga daanan. So, understandable. Second choice ng Subdom. I was like, I guess makakanta mo na ako konti.
So wala pa kay experience of singing at that time ba?
Of course, it's hindi naman sa unusual, pero marunong man ako mag-carry ng tone, I guess. Casual singing, mga ganyan lang good. So, at that point, dili impossible lang Subdom. Dili impossible lang choir. Like, yeah, it's a possibility. Pwede man siguro. Yeah, so, naisip ko yun. I was like, I guess
so yung
Subdom.
fourth year ako, third year ka, doon ka nag-start.
Fourth year ka, third year ako. Second year ata ako nag-start, late second year.
Ganyan,
yeah, somewhere around that time. 1 year man kaawab sa ako, di ba? Yeah, so maybe around late second year. Pero di pa ako official kasi that was ending of second year na ako nagsali. But yeah, so out of there, I wasn't really interested sa music. Pero because of that, kaya parang, meron akong reason, para mag-learn. And then, boom, out of nowhere. Parang magic ang bitaw. Like, yan, sunod-sunod na lahat. Learned how to sing properly.
Piano.
Learn the piano. Gitara. Di pa parang
Ikaw
nag-gitara.
ka isa sa mga nag-teach sa akin ng piano, yung basics niya, bro. Malala mo mga early
Okay.
days.
Yeah, it all followed. So, going back to yung question, where does this passion come from? The same passion that led me to it, di ba? I guess when passionate ka about something, you don't need to think about it. Mo gawas ra jud na sa imong ginabuhat.
Tama.
Diba?
And speaking of sa Subdom, kay di ba you volunteered as a trainer, di ba? Trainer sa kanila. Ano bang feeling na to touch the lives of, in a way, di ba? Masige trainer ka, like ang iba kay like kung tingnan nilang ilang teacher o ilang trainer kay like may ibang stereotype na kanang bossy ni siya, but how do you connect your to your mga Subdom mga Subdom people?
Hello again, Subdom. How do I connect? Of course,
parang one of them ka ganyan.
Yeah. I don't think very difficult na question to answer para for you also. I mean, 'di ba, president pud ka sa YFC, very similar orgs, both ministries, both service, 'di ba? So, I think you can agree with me na when love jud nimo ang service, when love jud nimo mag-interact with these people, this family of yours, it will come, the connection will come lang jud. Parang like you don't really have to think about it.
1998 ka, di ba?
1999.
So like, mga kaedad lang talaga yung mga di ba? Pero, tangkad mo, gay ka-iga ba? Tangkad yun. Parang dili ka 1999 ba? Like, older ba?
I like to keep it like that. Parang, kuya lang yapon.
Bitaw, para at least gyapon ba? Kasi, karang, seryoso na kayo ka ba? Pero, garaan ka kayo tungod, parang kulig lang gyapon ang dating ba? Actually, na-miss ko si Kuya Joff kay, ma-remember ko mong goodbye. Dili ni sa racism, it's an inner joke. Kung makita ko si Igue kay, hello, white Joff. So si Joff kay, hello, white Igue. Ay, black Igue.
It's ironic siya kay, siya po nag-audition sa ako when I went to Subdom. Yeah, first, naglapit lang ako sa kanya, like, nagalakad ako. It was from, amat ko remember pa nimo, pero praise fest to siya. There was just one praise fest, nagsali ako kasi like, pa close na ako sa Subdom. Like, meron akong intention magsali for other reasons, but I won't get into that.
Anyways.
Pero, nagpa-close na ako. And then after that, napansin ko, like, down the stairs, like, after na ang event, tapos na, calm down na lahat. Lakad ako, going home, wala akong naka-close sa Subdom. Kasi going down the stairs, may mga familiar dyan, matingin ko, yun man yung singer, tapos patangkad, si Kuya Joe. Like, di ko pa alam pangalan niya at that time. I was like, ano kaya? Lapit ako sa kanya. Pasay-shy ba ko? I was like, nag-auditions mo kayo ngayon? Wala na. Ever since then, the rest is history. Gidala ako sa chapel, pinakanta ako, and then,
hanggang ngayon, kay trainer na rin. Sige, sa pag-train mo, bro, kay, I know na, we will talk about your grad school later, but, on training ba, kay do you plan doing this training for long term or ngayon lang while you're still in grad school?
It's definitely something na I want to develop for sure. Okay, of course, wala akong professional training. I've had siguro 1 or 2 voice lessons lang, but like I wouldn't call that professional voice training, jud.
Oo.
But eventually, no, like it's something I love doing. The only problem I
Para
have
outlet
with
na rin siya, di ba?
Yeah, exactly.
Oo.
Pero ano po siya, like it's something I love doing, but I also have a problem with it na parang I don't feel very qualified para mag-train.
Okay,
Like
oo.
no credentials. Wala jud ko'y kanang professional training. So yeah, it's something I want to develop and get better at. Because I
Oo.
wouldn't call myself karon, I wouldn't call myself, of course, I just say na parang, okay, trainer ko karon, volunteer trainer, pero I'm really just another member na nagtulong sa org.
Oo.
That's what I think of
Oo.
myself karon.
Oh,
So,
pero still by big impact talaga ba? Big impact ang help mo sana kay especially kung mag-share si Laila sa akin na for example wala si Kuya PJ, kay ikaw ang nagasalo ba? Maraga na good bro. Oh, no.
yeah, before, dili pa ko kanang trainer, jud,
Oo.
like, I try lang ako mag-step up. I have a little knowledge, study ko man to. I'm self-taught when it comes to all of that. So, might as well, sino pa, di ba? You
Oo,
know?
tama,
So,
bro. Oo.
someone needs to step up, jud. Pero like, yeah, siguro, that's nice to hear, no, na nakatouch day og lives in some way.
Oo.
Pero I really think that just comes with the relationship you have with the people you're mentoring or
Oo,
teaching.
bay. Oo.
That's not something na you try na I want to change people's lives. It's that's unexpected to hear. Na parang
Unnatural
ganun
siya
impact.
masyado ba? Hindi ko siya forced, di ba?
Exactly.
Oh.
Kaya
Oo.
nandiyan na siya.
And siguro moving on by kay speaking of your grad school, kay you mentioned earlier before tayo nag-start kay like iba talaga ba kung online ba? And I believe na if ever my student na nag-view ngayon, na nanood ng ating podcast ngayon kay they can relate
Yeah.
na parang iba talaga kung face to face.
For
So
sure.
what can you share some experience siguro na kung why different ang online?
So just to ipakaroon ako, I am taking grad school karon, taking my masteral in psychology.
Oo.
And it's educational psychology. So this is actually somewhat under my field, so it's very interesting to me na parang this worldwide shift na pinakalit naman tatanan ka na nag-online classes tatanan, online learning systems and all of that. It's different. The most simple way I can put it is that there is so much. I mean, you can relate. Mas gusto mo talaga ang face-to-face, di ba, na
Actually,
podcast
oo.
compared sa mga online. There's so much connected sa mga physical gestures. There's so much communicated in the way that people move. And makita mo lang sila. There's so many words that are said na, When that's taken away sa online learning, you just feel like, may na lang, nag-YouTube na lang unta ka.
Oo.
So nawala yung essence in a way. And there's just so much work that needs to be done to improve ato ang online learning system. But of course, 'di ba? It's not like ituyo na mo na mag-online ng teachers, online ng Ateneo, online ng lahat ng schools karon. So we're just doing best with what we can.
I also feel bad din ba kay siguro some of especially Ateneo kay maka-receive talaga ng hindi ko talaga maiwasan ng critic na talaga, pero they're just doing their part in kung anong capable tayo ganyan. But so what can you say about yung parang kung yung mahirap talaga if ever you were in the position na nag-make ng decisions kay
For sure.
what can you say about na marag what is the right thing to do? Marag good bro.
Well, thinking of what is the right thing to do is a difficult thing to think about.
Oo.
Honestly, like everyone has to make decisions. Everyone is burdened by what is going on karon. Well, to me, what the right thing is to do, it goes out to everyone and not just kanang mga administrators nato or students or teachers. The right thing to do is that in this world karon na pandemic, there's so much conflict both between humans and something that is out of control of humans. We can afford a little bit more understanding lang siguro. Tinood lang.
Tinood ba?
Like, of course, everyone will make mistakes. I mean, kita manggani ng mga estudyante lang or kitang mga trabahante lang. Kay murag, we're making mistakes every day. We're making mistakes. The stress that is on everyone karon, everyone is making mistakes. And to give a little understanding is a small thing na pwede nimo buhaton sa karon. So, of course, this is relevant because recently na atong nagtrending na problem with Ateneo. The ADO strike kuno.
Yun nga
Yeah, and it's like they're just, of course, it's understandable din ako
understandable din sa part sa students.
Yeah,
understandable.
exactly.
Basta complex. So,
It's very complex, but like it's understandable to react that way para sa ako But of course, there are better ways to go about it. There was no need to go to a strike right away. There was we don't know what could have happened, pero what if we instead went for a more dialogical way, kanang nagstorya-storya na lang sakta. There was no need for that conflict na trending ang image natin niyo, patay. All blame is all this admin, sigawas na mga trash talk, like why is conflict the default?
Gani. Isa na bro ba sa mga isa sa reasons why there are times na hindi na lang nag-Twitter or nag-Facebook. I believe ikaw din na social media at in general, pero isa sa mga reasons na matoxican talaga ako, bro ba, like you said, ang default sa isang tao kay conflict or like negativity agad, bro ba, and it's very easy to criticize a person if ever social media. Kaya if sarapan mo siya gawin, feel mo, you will be pussy out ka ba, like so if especially ako laking siya respeto ko, bro, sa mga Jesuits.
Yeah, for
kay
sure.
alangan since bata Ateneo na talaga ako.
Yeah,
just like maski meron silang may times na may controversial sila na sinasabi, as much as possible kay ginatry ko para hindi ko i-take out sa context.
Yeah.
Kaya ang iba kay grabe isang line lang na from a Jesuit ka like bash.
Yeah, for sure. It's so, as you said, diba, na murag, kung face to face, for example, karang, may pare na, may sinabi ito, alangan, i-trash talk mo ba siya right in front of his face? It goes back to what we're saying, that so much is communicated sa gestures lang, sa tao, sa posture, sa ilang expression, no? But, dude, like, pag online, but out the window, you can, dili mo ma-feel ang mga repercussion bitaw sa imong ginabuhat. And I like that point na murag, just don't go to social media kadali. There's too much toxicity there. Like, I like to think of it, you asked me ganina kung ano ba ko, nakita ba na ako ni sa, and then I mentioned na, dili na kayo ko social media. So, sa ba akong ginabuhat karon? Well,
read ka ng books, ganyan?
Not really. Nagsigil akong dula.
Ay, gaming, okay.
Kaya akala abalin yung productive ko na. Pero nag-ano po ko. Pero, in all honesty, those sorts of things are important po na atong mga therapeutic coping mechanisms and all of that. Pero going back na murag, when it comes to social media, sometimes there's just toxicity na we don't need sa karon. You know, stress na kaita. A lot of us are, I would say I'm very privileged sa karon na, you know, we're not super hit jud sa pandemic, you know, very blessed and I'm very thankful for it. Pero there are others that are in dire situations jud na daghang kay sila mga problema. Ayan na dungaga. You know, you know, ayan dungaga. If there's what will you get from knowing na ginatrash talk ang mga Jesuit? What will you get kung i-trash talk ang mga knowing na gitrash talk ang mga admin? Wala, negative ra ka.
Gani.
You know? Yeah. So
ang mas maka-frustrate ba, especially sa generation natin na if ever gawin nila yun towards a person, a respected person, kaya feeling nila na badass kasi sila. Or agad, bro, like savage.
Well, so para may nakita, like in general lang, why do you say that?
Parang, siguro, dili na ako mag-mention, pero
for sure.
kanang for example, gina-talk about sa GC, good bye, tapos like screenshot, tapos like, bye, sinabi ko to, good bye. Dili ako pero isa sa mga ayaw ko talaga is that parang proud sila na like kanang naka-make sila ng savage lines sa social media to a person. Bro.
This is more personal na mga personal na mga conflict. They're proud of, siguro naisip na nanalo sila in a way, and then because sa GC nila ginaingon, they do not see na okay, there's so much more to it radi ay. Once na naingon na nila tong linya na to, iwas, and then I won. How will I know that I lost? Wala mang score, wala mang anything. So murag, it's I like to think that it's hard to judge a person if you know where they are coming from. Diba? And then if, for example, kaning mga tao, just to make that point, kaning mga tao na anong automatic man kay sila conflict, anong automatic man kay sila mag-negative. Maybe, you know, if you understand na murag, this is something they're struggling with, this is a problem they've had before, why not just give them a little bit understanding? So
like you mentioned earlier, understanding marag to everyone lang, to everyone talaga yan ba?
For sure.
Not only sa mga bayan kung saan mo lang feel, but to everyone talaga kay hindi man natin alam kung hindi natin alam kung what a person is coming through. Ay kanang 'di ba? Parang bro.
Definitely.
Oo.
It's just there's so much tanang mga behavior complex. Honestly, so many behaviors are complex. Kanang makita mo lang sa social media na murag nasuko siya, You don't know. There's so much more to it.
Oh,
Baka tagal niya na kinikimkim yung galit ba.
Oo.
Baka pala like, there was something very dire ka ng intense na nahitabo siya that day. Once you find out na, what if di ay ka nang got into a conflict with their family,
Oo,
karon,
tama, oo.
kaya mo pa ba i-trash talk, So yeah, it's a lot of understanding. So, just to, wrap it all around, when it comes to social media, there has to be a point na need na to mag-stop. If not stop, of course, dako ra kay naingnan nato tanang tao, huy, stop being negative. For us, just for the people out there, if there's too much toxicity and then there's nothing you can gain from knowing this negativity, leave it alone. Do something else.
Oh, bay. Tama. And ano ba? I like the way you handle these things ba na parang to a perspective na good ka nang dili ka kanang same sa lahat ba na yun na default ang negativity, default yung conflict kasi hindi kasi talaga yan ang always na solution.
Exactly.
So in what way siguro ba in what way na parang for example ako I have my platform here in the CrossCourt and if ever sa'yo, if ever I will also have a platform kay Pico bagay ka rin mag-podcast kay in what way siguro natin i-message ang taking it another perspective kasi if ever let's say i-tweet lang like it's not that effective anymore or like kanang makita ng meme kaya usually memes talaga na sa social media ngayon bay pero kanang marag I love memes bay
yeah, everyone
it's funny pero kanang
I love memes.
How do we communicate it in an efficient way para sa sa'yo bro kanang if ever we had a platform na ma-directly natin affect ang mga tao
okay this is a very scary question because when you think about it na there are so many people in the world dude this neighborhood pa lang mapuno grabe na so many people here na
tas iba-iba ang ba
and you get to the question how do I talk to all of them would they all listen to me you don't know how they will react di ba naingon na to all behaviors are complex I think if I may I'll go into a story kung okay ra tong around Easter time I think this year nag-quarantine naman and then there was di ba naman ang series of masses na important for around Lent time and then at this time we were looking for somewhere to go to mass of course dili na siya pwede face to face we can't go physically to mass na so we go to online and pag-click naman sa Facebook okay marang Ateneo of course mga Ateneo right but we look at all these other recommended na videos karami palang mga chapel, mga GKK, mga pare, nag-hold po ilahang mga misa. But I look at it, compared sa atin, 200, 300 views, like 5 views, 10 views, 15 views. Almost nobody's watching them. And then you can't help but feel bad ba na murag, nag-effort ko ni sila. And then nobody is watching them. But then you give it a little bit of thought. Okay, happy gyapon sa, they're happy. Diba? Why are they happy? Anong ginabuhat gyapon nila, masking 5 ra 10 ra ni tanaw. I believe a great way to communicate something is to change one person, two people, on and on. Go slowly.
Parang ano tawag niya na effect? Parang
pay it forward, something like that.
Parang if ever let's say parang river, tas like tapunan mo ng pebble ba? Tas like ano tawag yan?
Butterfly effect.
Butterfly effect ba tawag yan?
Yeah. But how I think about it, itong mga pare, they profound thinkers ang pare. They've gone through a lot of reflection. And of course, a lot of other people also, not just priests, but maulang niya akong experience. Their homilies, they give all their passion to it. 5 people are listening. And then somehow, siguro, it changes 2 of those people. Those 2 people, a new outlook on life. Siguro, atoa apod, maybe a little bit more understanding, a bit more love can be spread. They spread that to the people around them. And then on and on. We'll keep on going. But, what is important is it's genuine. I think you really have to show your passion. You really have to change these people in that way. That's big for us to say, no? I'm just a person. You're just a person. Everyone's just a person. But, great ideas lead to great events in life, great achievements. So, to answer that question, how can we communicate? Don't be afraid to just change, rather than change the world of one person.
Tama.
Diba?
Quotable by Igue. Actually, you said we were just a person, pero parang kung tingnan mo siya ba, parang you're just a person. But if ever ulitin mo, you're a person.
You are
Kinda good, bro.
beautiful.
So like for example, ako share ko lang sa lahat ng viewers
Go ahead.
sa lahat ng viewers kay si Igue, ano ka talaga bro, naka-help ka talaga sa akin change ng perspective ko specifically on love. Kasi there was a struggle siguro, and Igue was there. Ikaw ba nakakaparas ako about kamo nila Gab, mga friends ba, so ito ginabalik-balik kapailan ako ginabalik-balik bro, kay very quotable mo to from you. Malala mo to na line.
Which one? Di daw.
Marami siya doon. Ayaw pangitag uyab. Pangitag kauban. Kay isa dyan na bro, kay kanang before mo gudana bro, kay grabe akong seek for that one. I'm like Ted Mosby ba sa How I Met Your Mother na like kanang looking for that person na you will run to the sunset to good bro. But tungod ato bro, kay marag na change mo daw ang perspective. Ganun force mo na ko ni. Marag good bro. Kay siguro if ever ngayon, let's say you'll find a girl, that's like magandang chemistry nyo ngayon. Tapos chicks sa ganun. Okay lang bro. Shoutout sa iyo.
Live.
Kanang gapo yung chemistry karon, pero like ang reason na nag-start ka lang sa kanya is because chicks siya, or like kanang feeling mo na click kayo right now. Kaya like long term kay di ba? So what can you say bro sa mga, especially sa mga youth ngayon na kanang of course normal naman siguro
for sure.
Normal na siguro ang interest sa love, to be in a relationship, especially sa ating edad. Kay may question ako related sa love online, pero before we go to that,
ahead.
Kay ang question ko bro, kay kanang how did you develop, paano mo na-develop yung kind of perspective na ayaw pangitag uyab, pangitag kauban?
Okay. Wow. Lalo na question, no? Pero I also want to say lang like it's the same thing as we were saying kanina na murag, how do I communicate to people? I want to say I was very happy for you the moment na itabo to. I remember pa when we were talking nasa sakyanan.
Ilang times doy, sakyanan sa beach. Office 4 dagan way.
Tagan kayo, but I remember I think I said that line na ayaw pangitag uyab, pangitag uban. I think nasa sasakyan ako or something. Somewhere along those lines. And then like karang wala
yung own realization lang yan, or like na-read mo siya, ikaw lang
Ako lang, yeah, it's just experience, you know, experience.
Sige bro, continue.
But it's just nice to hear na murag it changed you profoundly.
Real talk ba? Like dili na siya kanang char lang, real talk ba?
That's nice to hear. Kay I think it goes back. I don't know if this is probably appropriate to say, no, pero I think that saying changed your life in a way. Changed how you look at things. And then what happened after? You met this person, then you changed their life. Naadyan ang cascading effect.
Nag-change na aking approach.
Yeah.
Okay, like, I have to do this for you. You will be the mother of my children. Pero parang kanang it takes off the pressure ba?
Yeah, for sure. There's so much that changes. So when gamay lang na-change sa perspective ba, and then it cascades. You've changed so many people's lives already. You know, imagine how different life would be kung that your day wasn't changed in that way. Your life wasn't changed by this person.
Kaya usually kasi parang in my experience, kay if ever let's say I'm interested in that person, pero like I'm not that Tagalog lang ako, gusto na person, pero di na ako siya gusto kaayo. Maragana god bro. Kay okay, gusto settle. Maragana god bro. Pero if ever kung naabot ka sa point na katong na tip na advice na tunin mo sa ko, like parang you get relaxed ba? Nawala ang pressure ba?
For sure, yeah.
Nakarang Lord, marag pwede ba nimo Lord, ikaw na bahala Lord. Maragana gud ay.
Yeah. So to go back to that, no. Ang asa magikan ng pangitag kauban. Okay, so as I was saying na to go back tong asa magikan. Nganong naingon man ako, pangitag kauban, dili ayaw pangitag uyab, no? I think even just simply siguro pina-joke ra bitaw or superficially kanang maingon nako na moabot man sa point na dili na mo uyab. Diba? Moabot naman sa point na okay, unsa man nimo ang label na uyab kung kamura duha? Diba? Unsa man nimo ang label na uyab kung kanang minyo na mo? Diba? Pero kung ang label na this person's my partner, mao na siya akong kauban, it will extend until married na mo. It will extend masking walay na minaw sa inyo. Kamura duha nag-uban, you are still my partner. And it sounds great, mayan ana. But when it comes personally, you know, this is funny kay gahapon po sa among rehearsal sa Subdom na his good pod ni about love. And then nag-share na murag nangita po siya uyab and at this time. Pero nakano po siya, we've talked similarly and all of that. It will come. But when it comes kay na po ko experience, you know, that's not to brag pod no. Pero napod ko yung experience with other relationships. And then, it's true jud ang ginaingon nila na murag, they're all learning experiences. Jud, no? They're all learning experiences. No matter how painful they are kung nahuman, no matter how painful they are at that moment, you can learn from them. And all of that. So, murag, dito siya ako na-realize. At this time, anong giuyab man ako ni siya? Well, because I want a girlfriend. Diba? Anong giuyab man ako ni siya? Because, cute siya. Kasi gwapa siya. But then, going back to it, once pag mature na, this is difficult, especially for the younger audiences, no, younger people, na ingon lang nato, huy, mangita kang kauban, overpowering man ang idea na gusto nila og uyab. Pero eventually, they'll come to a maturity point na murag, okay, I want a partner. I want a partner. I want someone to be with. Dapat enjoy na ko ang time na ko with her, with him, and all of that. That's what I realized. At that point, pag kami na lang duha, unsa man ako ning label na uyab. Unsa man ako ning label na girlfriend nako ni siya when kami ra duha. I don't really enjoy my time with them. You know, okay, naingon na ako sa tanan na uyab me, and then what? Diba? But then you get to a point with my current girlfriend karon na kamura duha.
Shoutouts.
Okay. Shoutouts. Shoutouts. Babe. Kamura duha. I don't care if you're my girlfriend or not. I don't care if kanang naatay label. You're with me karon. I enjoy this time together, and that's what's important. Naingon na ako sa tanan na uyab me. Okay, and then what? But I can tell her na we're together. Kung nag-away me or nagalis me or something, and then I tell her, "Oy, partner man ta. Why are we fighting?" Then the label means so much more. No, it means so much more. Mas genuine na siya. And it in a way, weird siya ingon no, pero it's functional. Diba? Because you're with this person. Tinood, you are with this person. And you want to enjoy your time with them. So, in that way, yeah, there's where it came from. Experience. So, sa mga tanaw siguro, no, kung nagbulag mo or there are fights or whatever, do not take them as personal fights. Do not take them as the end of the world na jud na. Never na ako magkauyab or whatever. They are all learning experiences. Think of it for the person you find in the future. You can make it better for them.
Lang. Oo. Goods kayo, bay.
So, yeah, it's a interesting subject, no, kanang love. And it's weird to think about, kanang sometimes I forget na 21 na di ay ko. You know, like, adult naman dahil ko. Dili naman dahil ni puppy love.
Ito ba, no? My question ako, bro, ba? Kay,
yo, go ahead.
Especially na to people na who is still, marag looking for a partner right now. I have many friends, shoutout inyo lahat na kanang at first, especially kanang mga isa kasi sa mga nakita ko sa aking mga friends na girls kay like yung iba kay like single sila daw for a choice but in reality kay like walang nag-approach sa kanila parang ganyan good bro and
so kaning for a choice is murag lang nila murag defense mechanism lang nila ginaingon lang nila. Okay,
so ang question ko bro kay kanang usually ang mahirap kasi sa mahirap kung ang ideal kasi ang usually ang lalaki nag-approach, 'di ba?
For sure.
Tapos yun yung mahirap na part sa ko sa ko to na quote nakuha pero yun yung mahirap na part sa lalaki. And ang mahirap sa part sa babae kay mag-antay na may mag-approach sa kanila. Okay. So especially sa ating mga hindi kasi alam like the best way is to give them hope, 'di ba?
Yeah.
To give them hope na uy bait kanang di salig lang na na perfect para sa imo ha. Pero in reality man good bro kay dagan pud ba na kanang matigulang na lang ana. So I believe hindi rin kasi limited ang love to finding a partner, 'di ba?
Absolutely. Yeah, it's not just limited to finding a partner. I mean, love can be found in friendships. love can be found in groups and all of that. Pero if I'm assuming ang question ni mo sa atong maingon sa mga ato, one thing I want to say is be very careful and do not attack their defense mechanism. May na ang ingon. Defense mechanism, I mean, we cannot assume na defense mechanism din ito. What if they really genuinely enjoy being single, diba? So I do not want to, kung naa may mga tao karang nag-ingon, believe na they are single as a choice, we are not, I'm sure din mo intention, pero we are not kanang denying that, no? It's important. Support na to. If it works for you, go ahead. Kung happy gyapon ka, go ahead. But if they genuinely say na marag, okay, I need some help, okay, this is definitely just a defense mechanism para sa ako.
They should be more honest to themselves, diba?
Definitely, be more honest to themselves. And what do you lose from being honest to yourself?
Tama.
Diba? Kung sa uban, if you're honest to others, siguro you lose business opportunity, you lose a friendship. Pero what do you lose to yourself kung if you're honest ka sa imong self? Wala. Only gains. Only gains. Murag, why would you deny yourself a workout? You only get gains. You know, you won't die. So murag, so for this one, first step, of course, it's easier said than done. Pero be honest to yourself, definitely. Second step, maybe change a little bit ang mindset. In the way na, one of my biggest regrets sa ako ang girlfriend karon, not that I regret our relationship. I don't mean it that way.
Shoutouts pa rin sa'yo.
No. One of my biggest regrets was that daghan gyapon kay kog flaws. And then nadamay na ko siya. You know, I'm a very temperamental person. Sometimes egotistical ko. Grabe ko mayaw-yaw and all of that. This was the same in my previous relationships also. Mao gyapon na mahitabo. Siguro gyapon kog syagit. Siguro gyapon kog yaw-yaw and then always ako gigasabaan. Why haven't I changed this? No, there's so many experiences already. Mga nang wala na ako gi-change. So, when you're thinking about it, one thing you can think about still being single, it's a great opportunity to develop yourself and grow.
Tama.
I like to say that a relationship isn't 50-50. It's 100-100 because two whole people go into it. Do not look for a relationship para lang ma-fill up katong hole na to. You know what I mean? And I think that's what happened to you. You were talking to me about how, okay, kulang ang uyab sa akong life. No, uyab, dili na kulang. When you're looking for a partner, you're not looking for someone to fill up a hole. You're looking for someone to share a whole life with. Diba? So, murag, pag-abutan ni, okay, take time to develop yourself. It's not a wasted time. It's not a wasted time. You know, you can think of it another way na murag, kung naguyab ka karon, di pa rin ka ready. Bulag lang yapon. Sadness. Ano mangita mang kaguyab?
Tama.
So, a good way to think about it also is change how you look at it. Develop yourself. Make yourself better. Think of your problems. Kung maisip ni mo na hala, problema ni kung nana ko uyab. Change that about you. Grow just a little, you know? And then wala pa yung madami, wala pa mang kayo uyab.
Tama.
But another way also, just to be a little bit more practical, is once you change your mindset, you know, dili na kay ka negative about it, dili na kay ka kanang nangita jud, stress na kay ka about it, it will come easier. And then you can look. Pwede na ka mangita, you know? Because sometimes mangita ta, you're desperate, you will go for the closest thing, di ba? Kung we're drowning, you will grab for whatever is closest. For this one, if you're not drowning, you could choose better. So if you develop yourself, then you could choose better, Judja. And then you can start looking. And you will not feel guilty about looking. Diba?
Tama, bro. Tama.
Yeah.
And I have a question ba?
Go ahead.
Especially na at today's time kay, usually, dati kasi yung kay, lalaki lang ang nag-take ng first move or like any moves towards a person. Pero ngayon kay like, napansin ko na rin na, very common, hindi siya, feel ko dati pa may ganito, pero like mas highlighted na ngayon ba na pwede na rin ang babae mag first move. So, para sa'yo bro, for our, sa mga single siguro na mga persons dyan, especially particularly sa babae, kasi hindi sila maka-first move sa ideal na philosophy.
Yeah.
So, would they, Jun, like, chat a person or marag sila talaga ang like kung anong usually ginagawa ng lalaki na mag-react sa stories. Pero ako hindi ko yung ginagawa. Yan lang yung mga sabi ng mga friends ko.
Shoutout pala kay Lola.
Pero bitaw, naging sa mga question bro.
Yeah, for sure.
So, what can you say, bro?
I love this question because it just goes to show how much we've changed. You know? Ideally, it would be nice if there was a paradigm shift na murag this is okay na. I like to bring up dili po siya sa theory, pero there are bago na ginaingon that there are changes in how we develop as people. Kita 23, 24 na ako? 23, 25. He's 23, I am 21, about to be 22. Usually ang ingon nila adults na ta, right? They would say, okay, you're a full-fledged adult, do what you get a job, get married. Dayon. Recently nag-develop na og theory na murag, okay, there's no need to be an adult at this time. You can explore just a little bit more. Napakay time para mag-identity explorations and all of that. And we can be called, rather than adults, we can be called emerging adults. So, dili na ta need ipugos na magninyo dayon. Hindi na ta need ipugos na magtrabaho dayon. Although, if needed in the family, you have to. Pero for the most part, if privileged ta in a way that we can still explore, you can be allowed to. Compared sa una. Siguro ato mga parents, pag 18 nila, or kanang in the older pa jud na times na dili pa kayo uso ang college. Once they're 18, get married. Once they're 18,
hawa na sa balay.
hawa na ka sa balay. Bangitan nagkasawa, pangitan nagtrabaho. At this time, it's not very popular. A lot of our age nagyapon sa balay. A lot of our age still looking for a job, and that's a very good privilege na maka-explore patagamay. So that just goes to show na okay, mikin ana na gamay, ana na butang, naka-change ta gamay. Maybe in this way, there are changes also. We're not the same adults as before. Maybe we're also not the same boyfriend and girlfriend as before. Maybe there is room to allow for women to make the first move. I mean, social media, unsa lang man na mag-chat lang ka, isa ra man ka button, two or three buttons ra man na siya. I think it's okay. I think it's okay. It's ideal and even idealistic kung mahitabo ba jud na siya. But as we can see, women are not the same anymore. Women are becoming more independent. Women are not forced to be housewives anymore. So why should we stop them here? Diba? Why should society stop them here? They can make the first move. Why not? Go ahead. Diba?
Tama ba eh? Yeah. I agree ko ba eh? And ang convenience din especially sa ngayon na time ba na to look for a partner, it's more convenient na kasi social media.
Yeah.
Kasi unlike sa dati siguro paano ba yan mag-flirt with a person na hindi mo alam nag-exist pala sa other side sa inyong village. Mag-send ka ng dove.
Wanted poster. Wanted uyab.
Today's time is the easiest time, the most convenient time to look for love, especially na So let's transition natin to looking for love online, bro. So, what do you think about yung mga relationships na nagsa-start sa social media? Like for example, hindi sila sa same group sa pero like nag-start lang kasi nag-post ang person na flex niya na like gwapa siya go tas like i-replyan niya. Digto nag-start nila relationship. So, what can you say about relationships that start online?
Interesting. Asa man gikan ju? Is this a
On
personal
the spot? On the spot,
Na-mention
bro.
mo na kay
Anything under the
mga
sun.
nice. Napansan. In personally sa mga friends, you think this is a
siguro,
common thing na batanggan nimo?
Siguro.
That's interesting.
Oo, 'di ba? I actually may mga tao rin akong kilala na sa social media nag-start. And ako, or me, it's okay, it's fine. Pero ang lang ba kay like ma-compare nimo siya sa old times na like. Like kanang moadto jud sa balay, magdalag bugas,
would you say
karanaran.
before ta magpadayon sa question, before nato i-explore ang question, would you say na you think na mas genuine ato ang sorry, may ko ang mic. Would you say na mas genuine ang mga relationships sa una kung iana ang sugod? What do you think about that?
Anong iya na katong mag-chat?
Dili katong sa una, katong i-mention nimo kana magdala pag dowry mo tawag na. Magdala pag baka, kanang pila pa ka months, maganana bitaw. Do you think karang mas genuine ang mahitabo ana? You think mas genuine ang mga relationship mo gawas sa mga ana? Or
dili na ako ma-conclude by na if ever. Kaya wala mo dito kabalo sa person. You have to make the first move ba talaga.
Yeah, I totally agree. And I think that's a good way to answer the question na murag, is it genuine or what do I think about social media relationships? I like to think as social media or technology as acceleration. For example, kung na ako'y microphone and then naka dito sa Picas, like you're 1 mile away siguro. Without the microphone, madagan pa ko sa imuha and then iingon ako sa akong gusto ingon, right? With the microphone, I just speak to the microphone, madunggan na nimo. What happened is I accelerated what would have happened anyway.
Oo.
Maingon magyapon ako sa imuha masking wala ko yung microphone. Mas dugay lang noon. So for this one, what about social media relationships? I believe that gina-accelerate ng niya ang process. I do not think it's any less genuine or more genuine than old-fashioned, traditional na mga uyab-uyab. I believe na if it was a good relationship, if the people are genuinely looking for a relationship, and then if they're going about it properly, communicating well, using social media properly, then whether social media sila nakita or in a more traditional sense sila nakita, madayon gyapon sila. But if the relationship or the people looking for the relationship are not genuine, not true, or kana nangita-ngita lang sila, gara-gara lang, whether ano pa na siya, traditional, or whether online pa na siya, hindi na siya madayon. I think it's just accelerating what would have happened anyway.
Oo.
So that's all to say na murag I am not, di pa sa gonna encourage, no? Whatever is there, do it. Whatever you want to do it. Ako,
Oo.
I courted my girlfriend for like 6 months. So although mas dali, nag-chat-chat mangyapon me. Pero however you want to go about it, if you're a genuine person, it doesn't matter. Go ahead, go social media. Diba? If you're a genuine
Tama ba?
person,
Oo.
if you're looking right, go ahead. I think it's fine.
Tapos ano ba, isa rin sa mga siguro ganiya kay we talked about yung single girls and we'll talk about single boys kay ako ba nung yung time na single ako kay nakalimutan ko paano mag-approach to a person.
I was there.
I mentioned I mentioned kay Mains na sa previous podcast na karang marag lisod kayo ang marag wala ko kabalo at that time how to approach a person na what's ay boto di mo marag kanang hi marag kanang awkward kaayo like das kanay marag ginapangunahan ako ang sarili nako bro ba tas like to the point na nag-search na ako sa Google how to approach a girl.
Nagkatawa ka ha? Pero maupon na akong gibuhat. WikiHow. How to have a conversation. How to approach women.
Kaya bro, paano masyado kayo? May nakita ko na doon, like sa YouTube yata. I-share niyo sa ng friend ko kay. Gawin daw yung Ford method. Hindi ko nakalimutan ko yung initial sa Ford actually.
I know. Alam ko ang Ford.
Sabi.
Family, occupation, recreation, and dreams.
Oh my.
Kala mo research food ko ba? Kala mo.
Pero bitaw, like parang ang funny nun bro kay share ko sa'yo kay. Kay kanang nag-joke mi sa akong friend ba si Luigi ba na bay kanang
Timit na to, di ba? Luigi?
Luigi Lapagala. Kaya ka ba na sa business?
Okay.
Nag-ano siya ba? Nag-ano ko na bay, saan mo pag-approach a person? Bay, na family. Family? Wala, personal naman. Kaya na. Wala pa kay kaila ba? So, joke niya bro ba na siya na? Ano ba? Dol kag babae ba? Kana randomly. Wala kaila. Topic ka. Ina. Say pangalan si mama. Diba? Like, kind of weird ba? Pember ba? Wait sige, going back to my question. Segue. Pero going back to my question ba? Ang usual tactics na kasi ngayon, based na sa mga narinig ko lang ha, hindi ko to ginagawa ha, pero based sa mga common siguro na mga practices sa mga tao na mag-react sa stories, mag-wave, tas paano yung time na merong era yata na very umay na kayo kay tungod mag-wave tas ang sorry na press, di ba? Di ba? Very very common na sa may era at may face yata yun. Naisip ko magudjud ba habang nag-share ka na, di ba may microphone tas like andun yung tas kanang mag-yell ka ba? Ay sorry na. Like ay sorry na yell. Maragana bro. Anyways, kay so do you think na approaching a person kay di ba you said basta genuine, di ba?
Yeah.
Basta genuine. So what do you think of people na parang approach that for the sake na gwapa lang? Maragana good nothing na dagan kog mga amigo na marag for the sake na gwapa lang kay chat na no dili na ang uban kay dili mo date to marry and we can change that from them ganyan.
Yeah, we can. It's no problem.
So sa mga ganyan bro kay what can you say about the mga people na na ganun yung perspective?
Yeah, okay. First of all, gusto na po ako ingon we've mentioned kanang mga people na date to marry, no? Not all of us. Like kita, siguro our perspective is date to marry na. Not all of them will have that perspective. And I believe there's nothing wrong with that. Diba? If you want to date for fun, what's the problem? And if the other person, you get a person who's also dating for fun, no harm done. Yeah, have your fun, go ahead.
Pero
Diba?
kung iba kay,
Yeah,
doon
if
na
it's-
ang problem,
communicate that definitely I remember I told my girlfriend from the very start, hoy, uyabunta ka ha. Wala ko'y plano mag-gara-gara. Uyabunta ka 6 months from now.
6 months from
Straight up na ako. Hoy, I'm gonna court you. Happened I think 1 year later, pero you know, mao na, klaro from the very start, on the same page mo, kaysa magtagna pa mo na marag, sa majuta.
Sige pa, bebe kayo.
Nangutana sa budget siya. Well, ako naligaw pa ako sa imuha. Jud gitubag na ako, naligaw pa ako sa imuha. Eventually mauyab da. Okay, klaro, done. But
Clear din mo.
going back to the other thing na murag these people that are dating for fun, go ahead. But if they're dating for fun, ginaingon na lang nila kay wala sila nakakita og partner, that's a little bit dangerous para sa ako. No, murag defense mechanism again. Karang ginaingon na lang na it's just for fun pero wala din sila nakakita. Be honest with yourself. You won't lose anything. 'Di ba? Maybe it will hurt a little, but then you won't lose anything afterwards. Ana lang, be honest. But when it comes to kaning mga, for example, you mentioned na mga panggwapa lang, madaw lang sa mga gwapa. I'll be honest. Daw na po sa mga uyab kay gwapa siya.
Shoutouts ulit.
Shoutout! Alam mo na yun. But, you know, I came in a mindset na, okay, I will not look for the things that I love. I will love the things that I will find. And I think that's very important for a relationship. And that comes from the mindset. Ako, I came in to date for marriage. Ako, I came in to date for the future. Another person may not have the same mindset.
Oh.
No problem with that. Pero ako, that's what I wanted. So when I came into it, ako naisip na I was okay. Whatever happens, unless kanang murderer siya or kanang, you know, racist day siya. No, never mind. Pero kung kanang, this just a normal person, if you're avoiding a relationship tungod kay mag-conflict mo, you will always be looking. There will be conflict everywhere you go.
Tama,
So mag-iwas, maglikay-likay man ka sa mga conflict when mag-conflict man ka pirmi. So might as well stick with it. Okay, go ahead. You know?
Choose your conflict, guys.
Choose. Nice one.
Choose your
But
conflict.
that goes to just goes to say na murag, okay, if karang gwapa lang imong gwapo, prettiness lang imo ang gi gukod, no, I don't see a problem, you know, unless your mindset is murag, I'm dating to marry pero ang gipangitan nimo kay gwapa. Okay. That's not gonna work out. Or like you're gipangitan nimo kay gwapa, but you want to love whatever this person is, whatever they can become, whatever they will be, and whatever they were. There's no problem there. I mean, it's evolutionary. We're attractive for a reason. People will be attractive to other people for a reason. Naana sa atong dugo, sa atong
Gani,
agenda.
normal.
Go ahead. Lain pod no kung dili kay gopahan sa imong uyab, you know, duol pa man ka.
Makatawa talaga sa mga, dami siya rin post ngayon ba, like, karang, hindi ko lang, of course, hindi ka na nag-social
Bring me
media.
up to speed. Sige.
Hindi siya social, karang sa issues, funny magod kayo bro, kay like, ginagaraan siya sila sa sa social media ba, kay like, ang caption sa babae, ba, kay, kanang, looks doesn't matter. Gana ko pero like, kanang mga ginashare nila kay ginaano nila ang lalaki ba, kanang mga other words, pangit mo.
Kaya siya, gwapo siya. Mabait.
Anak, makatawalan kayo.
Hoy, naingnan ba ako sa una ha?
Ano din?
Kalang grade 6 man ko, bata pa ko. For
Ano
like,
pa ka to, di ba? Medyo chubby
pa ko. And then I remember na ako'y crush. Di ka mag-name drop, pero kala na ako'y crush. And then, nag-anak ko sa akong friend, kaya friends mo sa akong crush. Uy, dula daw siya ba? What does she think of me? And the next day, di balik siya sa ako. Ano sabi niya? Sabi niya, cute ka daw.
Weird like grade 6 cute like ano good kaayo ka nang marag ulo good kayo na kay like marag mas naga-show ba na like torpe ka ba kay gipapangutanan nimo ba, di ba?
Of course.
Kasi you mentioned you mentioned grade school ba, and isa din sa gusto ko mag-pag-usapan ngayon kay kita, we both grew up in a Ateneo ba since level 1 ka bro? Shout out. Hello po tita. Live, we are live, guys. Hello.
Again, na-mention na dili ko ginapagawa sa balay. Or dili ko nagagawa sa balay. I don't want to. So, everything is here. Everything is here. Life is here.
Yan. Anyways, moving on sa atong bro, sa growing up as a Atenean student since level 1.
No, grade 1 ko.
Okay, dito ka
Dito ako nag-preschool by.
Pero Ateneo forever yapon, di ba?
Ateneo forever, yeah.
So, ang bro kay kanang ganahan jud ko especially kanang if ang napag-usapan is kanang kanang mga Ignatian Values, even
Yes.
though may times na pag-present yan ka medyo boring, pero if ever it comes from a person, like for example, ating mga Jesuit na mga friends, mga hello mga fathers, tas kana
Jesuit friends.
friends yun,
Friends
ano,
na mga
close yun, ano. Pero bitaw bro, parang kana mga Jesuit na mga fathers na parang gwapo kayo pagka-present sa Ignatian Value na marag mas ma-appreciate nimo siya, or kung dili lang mga Jesuits, kalik mga teachers na very passionate about it. For example, si Brother Jeff,
Yeah.
or si Sir Lunar, mga yan, bro.
Yeah, yeah,
So,
yeah.
in growing up ba, marag, have you applied some of the Ignatian values that you learned?
That's a very interesting question kay a lot of our generation karon, they're looking for jobs or looking for their identity pa kung how I would answer to that is it's fine. It's normal, we're looking for identity, go ahead. No problem, it's normal. Siguro magkulbaan ang ubalan na naitrabaho ako ang friend, No, explore. Who cares? Go ahead. It's your journey. You'll get there. Pero I digress. When it comes, kaya nag-mention akong girlfriend, she's also like having an identity crisis karon. Shout out
Ulit for the fifth time.
For normal lang na, babe, it's okay. And a lot of people also are going through that during this time. So, nag-mention siya, paano gano'n yung discernment? And then, na-realize na ako, bahala, bitaw, no? So, ganito, it's funny, kaya murag natatak siya sa ato, pero we don't really like, kung sa psychology pa, it's this semanticization of remote memories. All that to say, ma-remember na to ang main idea. Hindi na to ma-remember ang specifics. We remember the main idea. Kadugayan, malimtan na to ang mga details sa lantanan, pero remember the main idea. Main idea of this, need na to mag-discern. Make a good decision and remember this. Pero di na to remember ang steps. Mas kaya itong first step, mag-ampo ba to? Mas kaya ang prayer ato? So, I think it goes to show na how, what's the word? Pragmatic, siguro, ang Ignatian values and discernment, or not just discernment, I mean, spirituality, how practical, magamit siya in so many different places. Kaya imagine na, my girlfriend, I wouldn't say she's super religious and she didn't really listen siguro sa mga ano na to, FYDP or whatever. Pero ma-remember pagyapon niya, naaday to'y discernment, no? And magamit na ako karon almost 4 years, 3 years later. You know? So, when it comes to these Ignatian values, I adore it. Honestly. It draws a lot of comparisons or parallels siguro sa psychology. In that, for example, there's this acceptance, meditation in front of God, being mindful, seeing God in all things, mga values na to, especially kanang mga magis, fortes in fide, and all of that, they apply to so many different things. Siguro marinig mo lang yung words once sa high school, sa grade school, like, chuya, namilaki na phrase ba? Asa mga eskwela ba? Ad maiorem de gloriam. Asa? Ad maiorem de gloriam ba? So like, you have all these other phrases, pero, hindi mo ma-realize ba? Kadugayan, 4 years later, 8 years later.
Apply yung yapon ba?
Na-apply gay na ako.
Actually, yung Ad Maiorem de Gloriam, until now ba, yan yung pinakano sa akin. Lakas.
Very.
Lolo. Yung Ad Maiorem de Gloriam, good bro, kay. Di ba, ginalagay mo yan sa, no? Sa, if mag-exam, ginalagay mo sa taas. Ginalagay ko rin ba? Pero actually, to this day ba, kay, hindi ko ginalagay sa ano. Like kung unsay makita na ko nagbuhat kog basketball court diba AMGG.
Tapos among E1 form basta SSS na AMGG. Like basta
apply kag trabaho. AMGG.
Resume.
Pero bitaw bro, pero kay kanang marag until now kay kanang marag for example, kung i-question mo for example ako I'm doing this platform this podcast for siguro for learning sa akin kay malingaw ko sa mga guests tapos like therapeutic siya tapos kanang I have content in my marag unsa pa marag mag-ana good bro like unsay end goal nimo marag ana good bro and you realize na kanang this may napanood ko sa na movie Facing the Giants.
I'm not familiar pero
parang football siya bro.
Okay.
Tapos like medyo religious siya in a way because ang question sa coach kung ma-champion na mo, what's next? So, parang, grabe workout sa season. Grabe, every night ka nag-practice. Tapos pag champion na kayo, na-achieve nyo na, then what's next? So, parang ang point niya, bro, is parang ni sa greater glories ni God. Kay tanang gihatag na skills sa tuwa, tanang mga blessings sa atong parents, ang circumstances, kay gikan na tanan kay God.
Borrowed.
And our way to give it back to Him, diba?
Beautiful.
So, ang question ako sa imo bro, siguro, can you share an experience? Story time lang, God, if ever. if ever, especially sa sa journey mo as an Athenian student na where you can say na I really did it for His greater glory.
Okay. That's nice. I want, before padubag na akong question, like, I really love that phrase. Ay, kanang question. Okay, na-achieve na mo, and then what? You know, I've read this somewhere, in that, dapat daw, kung magplano ta for the future, ang ginaset na to, kay dili goals. What we set are values. Because after you achieve a goal, what happens next? Exactly the same. Pero if you want to achieve a value, once na-achieve nimo imong value, you keep going and going and going and going. So, I think one way to put it, for example, if, let's say, ang value na to, we'll go back to what we said kanina, we want to be more understanding. That's a value. Diba? Okay, once ma-achieve na to, ang pagiging understanding, we achieve that value. And then what? Then, I become more understanding to people. I can spread more love. I can reach so many people's lives. I can deal with conflict. I can love people more genuinely, diba? And I can help other people with my understanding. Compared to a goal na achieve mo, dito it stops there. So I love that. It's go for a value instead of a goal. But going back to a story, what are you doing for the greater glory of God? That's a very deep question, because honestly, diba, I've mentioned kanina that I didn't grow up religious. I didn't really care about, kanang kapoy ko sa Sunday Mass. Kada magmisa sa Ateneo, nagapangita ko buhay pa na magawas. Sa sports com, bitaw. Yeah, wait lang, before that, nag-ano ba ka? Ikaw, religious ba ka ever since?
Oh, di bro. Actually, bro, may time siguro. Isingit ko lang
Go ahead.
May time siguro na kanang, yun, nagdaan na sa kids for Christ, religious, pero siguro around a phase siguro in high school siguro, or a phase in college na, yun, nag-stop ang aking pagiging religious, or kanang mag-look forward sa Sunday Mass, but because of Aro, yun, parang yun yung mas nag-look forward na sa Sunday Mass ba. So anyways, bro, going back to you.
So that's just nice na kay, same with me. So if that wasn't really brought to mind for me, sa bang ginabutan na ako ang EMDG, ginabuhat ko sa uban, murag na lang bitaw, there wasn't really much substance to it. So in a way, it's true. Once nasulat na ako ang EMDG, and then what? Diba? Once nasulat na ako ang ad majorem decorum sa taas akong papel, kay ginabuhat sa uban, okay, na-achieve na ako. I did what I wanted to do. It's not a value. But, once natatak na sa imuha, okay, you are going to do everything for the greater glory of God. Everything changes. Nga nung gisulat man nimo na sa imong papel, not because I wanted to follow other people, but because I want to glorify God in what I'm about to do. Diba? So, in that way, okay, what was the experience na murag I did something for the greater glory of God? I don't think that was murag ituyo na ko, na okay, buhaton na ako ni for the greater glory of God. He used me. He told me na, hey, I'm waking you up. Kanang ipukaw ko, hey, look where you are. Everything's borrowed. I am here. I give you all these blessings. And then what? Okay, Lord, I'll do this for you. So everything from that moment on, greater glory of God. Every single thing. And I would say that's late. Siguro, 4th year college na ako na-realize. That doesn't mean I'm any worse of a servant of God than a lot of other people. God loves us all. That's common na, no? Pero the experience of that change, no, change in perspective lang, Jud, na muna, at mayorem the gloriam na dapat. I go into the choir. Why am I working so hard? AMDG. Why am I still studying? AMDG. Diba?
Oh, boy.
So like, it's not just one experience, and that's what's beautiful about a value. You know, a goal, it ends there, but a value, it goes to so many different things. I love that. So murag, yeah, there's not one experience. It's one change of a mindset, one change of a paradigm, you know? That's just how amazing it is.
Oh, boy. And murag, for sure, balik ko na ako ni bro if ever mahuman na po ni. And if I may ask a question, bay, kay,
go ahead.
A lot of people, we are so blessed because marag, we have been given an opportunity to serve.
Definitely.
And experience the love of God. But siguro going to other people na who is not in the same situation sa atin, or like by choice kay does not believe in God. So especially siguro may mga friends ako na atheist, but
okay,
of course friends ko sila, and like I don't judge them. Marag good, I don't want to kanang we dapat ingani ka, dictate them, but so what can you say about those people na who doesn't believe in God?
This is I don't know if this is too personal na
Oo.
to think to share. Shoutout na naman, babe. Girlfriend ko. But she asked me what would happen if our son or daughter did not believe in our jud no. Wow, yeah, alam sa nako. Yes. Char lang. Not don't plan too far.
Through online do.
I-email lang ako. But email lang ako akong anak. But she asked me what happens if our son doesn't or our child doesn't believe in God or your future child doesn't believe in God. One of my, of course, a lot of people's favorite phrases or verses from the Bible comes from Corinthians. Love is patient, love is kind.
Sa wedding na vows. Yan.
Yeah, and then it goes into also if you I remember reading somewhere. See, sometimes useful to put on Facebook if you use it well. I read it sa Facebook na if you change that love into a person, you change that word love into the name of a person, and then it fits, they're probably the one for you. Diba? So like you change, maisip ba mo, get that verse, change that word love into, uyab mo, does it fit? Then it probably works. Then you're probably set. Pero I also like to change that word love into God. And by transitive property, char lang. But that means by equation, diba? That means God is love. That's obvious. That's John. When you don't believe in God, yet you know how to love, I've done my work. We've done our work as missionaries. We've done our work as ministers. If my child knows how to love, they believe in God, and I believe that. That's what I like to think. So for all the atheists, if you're di pugos ra ka magtuo sa atong Ginoo, that's not a good way to think about it, I believe. Don't bother. I like to think of that. If that's where you are being led by your thoughts and your cognition, go ahead, right? But where do we as Catholics or ministers of God step in? If they don't know how to love, that means they're not following our God. God is all about love, right? So sa ato mga atheists, I don't mind. I'm not gonna say that you believe in God, but if you know how to love, I'm fine with that. You're serving my God well. You're serving our God well. I think that's how I'd like to answer that question.
Goods bye. And also bro, meron din kasing usually quote good na sinasabi yung mga tao. Ask lang ko ng opinion about this. Yung quote na religion can't save us, only God can. Do you agree on that or ano?
So
kasi medyo controversial kasi siya na statement.
Okay, this is very touchy because I wouldn't say I am a theologian. I wouldn't say I've delved deep into scripture. So many other people have done it better than I could ever do, diba? So many people devoted their lives to this, diba? And I probably saying a lot of things wrong karon. I could be criticized in a lot of ways. But I'm okay with that because I believe that religion is not dogma. Dili siya rules and laws. I believe that religion is our relationship with my God, right? So that goes back into love. It's a relationship with my God. So,
Miming.
Si Momo. Miming na muna.
Yes.
Shoutouts kay Momo. Where was I? So, because it's a relationship, dira na magikan ang laws. So, I'm not following a law. I'm not following a dogma because I'm following a scripture dili because kay giingon lang, right? In the same way na, for example, kung love ni mga isa katao niya, mangayo sila favor sa imuha, magno ba ka? Diba? So in the same way, if I'm in a relationship with my God and He tells me to do this, of course! Dude, na ako si God. Dude!
Jesus, my friend.
You are a friend to me. But if I love this person, if I love the Lord, and He's loved me so much more than I could ever imagine, it seems natural na sundugon ako iyaha. It seems natural that I will follow religion. Diba? So, but I'm not saved because of the religion. I'm saved because of my relationship with God. Right? But if you think about it, they're not far apart. If you love God, you will love religion. Right? But I don't think it goes the other way. Sometimes people always na lang religion, mao ni ang gibutang sa Biblia, mao ni ang giingon. Pero where's the relationship with God? Sometimes all people want to do is just say this and that. But asa ang relationship sa Ginoo? In other ways also, other people just say na, okay, I have a relationship with God, pero dili nila gala follow ang religion. So, in that saying, I believe that it's almost ironic or more rhetorical siya. Because if you truly love if you truly love one, you will love the other. So you cannot separate them. Sa ako lang. Again, I'm not a theologian. I'm just a person who serves. I'm just another person
Disclaimer.
who serves. Disclaimer. Don't take my word for gospel. Yeah, but I that's how I like to think about it.
Ba?
No?
And also bro ba kay many people na of course kay parang hindi ka naman term pero like ano lang ba ginapasagda na lang god like kanang go with the flow na lang ba go with the flow na lang mga tao na if ever nga ako ma-feel kay ganin lang ko like kanang dili na ako kailangan mag-initiate og effort para to learn more about God, to learn about the love of God, and that's fine because you mentioned earlier as long as na I love there's God.
Okay.
Amen,
Amen
brothers.
brothers. So this podcast is now turned into
actually bro, siguro alayo kayo no from religion and may question ako about science.
Go ahead.
Kasi
sige.
ano mo good bro kay I always listen to the Joe Rogan Experience.
Okay.
And isa sa mga nag-guest doon, ambot kung kilala mo si Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Okay. Yeah.
Kilala mo bro?
Familiar.
Kay
Physicist.
Physician niya. Dagan kay siya books and all. That's like kanang malingaw pamino kay kanang dagan kay siya mga theories na of course kanang proven good kay is smart person but kanang ang question doon kay like kanang does God exist? Marag ana good bro. Tas like believe ang giningon niya dito siya atheist.
Yes.
Pero marag feeling na there's a being out there. Marag ana good bro. So
I think na tanaw po na ako na.
Oo.
Yeah, like
so marag ang question ako bro is that sa lahat ng mga theories, lingaw mo gan maminaw po the Big Bang theory. Hindi yung show ha, pero yung yung
how it all started.
Yung theory jud talaga na tas like dagan kay imagine lang nimo ba na ang pagkabalo na ko growing up is kanang Adam and Eve. Good tapos but yun as you grow up kay yung evolution of Charles Darwin. Good yung yung Charles Darwin that's like start daw sa the Big Bang, tas meron pa dong something before the Big Bang. So like the earlier times ba na marag you think of those things na kanang is this marag and you will conclude na marag this is all marag wala ta kabuluan ito na marag kanila yung atong kabulo pero like there is some more ba na it's like that bro.
For sure. I think I think it's a very interesting thing to say na marag na na-realize ni mo there's so much more to it, no. I remember Theo 1.4 or 1.3.1 some during college.
No, prof.
I don't remember. Upaw.
Shoutouts.
Summer kasi yun. Pero that was one of the
wait. If you know the comment down below.
Comment down below kung kabra ba sa teacher. Ang clue na ako is upaw siya. Dili si Sir Buela. So I helped all of you na. Pero it was about na siya, the origins of the world, theories about God. And funny to na time kay gi-promise ako akong self na i-flat 4 na ako ang summer. I will make sure no matter what ma-flat 4 na ako ni siya. Magsip-sip ko sa teacher, mag-study ko all the time and all of that. Ambot wala lang siya. But to diverge lang from that from our topic para lang mag-continue na ako. When you're doing something just for the achievement, you will regret it in the future. Honestly. Yeah, gibot lang ako to kay gusto na ako maka-flat 4. And then what? Di ba nanapod na siya. Then now, I try my best to study hard, no? Because you're interested in it or you want to learn something about it. It hits different. Anak pa sila. Di ba? It hits different. Pero anyway, I digress. One of the things there, di ba, talking about the origins of, origins of God. Na atong stopwatch theory or something.
Stopwatch theory?
Murag bitaw? How a stopwatch works or how a watch works na murag it's all finely tuned. And then anak po ng world kung nagamay lang adjust ang world mubuto ang mga tao or something. So it's way too perfect lagi daw para mahimo na siya out of chance murag anak bitaw pero may Thomas Aquinas mga contingency theory all of that kanang mga anak. What really stuck out to me there was that naisa ka quote or I think idea na you just cannot understand God. No? If you think about it, kasi nga itong mga words, God won't speak to us in words. God won't probably even speak. Wala sa atong understanding ang kaning God. Why are we bothering trying to understand it when we literally there's no point understanding? Like, try mo i-imagine na lalong nakita. For try mo na i-imagine na ba there are how many dimensions sa world karon? There is 2D. There's like 3D, diba? Or 4D ba to? Na murag na ay height, na ay width, na ay forward, backward, and all of that. I can't remember. Tapos na ay time, na ay space. What if there's more? What if there's way more? Diba? Like, for example, kung naka sa 2D na game, and then, iingnan mo ang mga people sa 2D na game, huy, naapag-huy third dimension.
Di mo to.
Saan ang third? Ano, like, kung mag-drawing ka sa papel, and then 2D raman nandiyon na sa papel, it cannot imagine 3D. Kay flat raman na siya. Kita, we cannot imagine a further dimension than the one that we have right now. So, why are we thinking about it? This all goes to say, na sa question ni mo, kung nahuna-una na ako, yes.
Naging-set up ba?
Yes. And it is so much about it. And there was at one point, I was praying, I think, and then it was, I think, during communion, and then naisip nandiyon ako, what's the... I cannot understand you at all. And that's beautiful. I don't understand where all of this is coming from. Jeremiah, diba? The plans I have for you. Like, I cannot understand his plans. Ano man ka nagapalag? He knows way more than me. Diba? Di man ka mapalag sa isa ka doctor of science. Di man ka mapalag kay Neil deGrasse Tyson. Nga mapalag man ta sa Ginoo na he knows everything.
Tama.
Diba?
Okay.
But that's, of course, one point of view lang. There are so many points of view. It's so open to interpretation. But this question is so deep. Grabe. Yeah. So theories. Theories, by the way, are just assumptions. Kabalo na taan na, basic. It's a set of assumptions that tries to explain things. Kung tinuod na dyan ang theory, becomes a law. Diba? So makita nimo, there are theories pa lang about God. Diba? There are theories about explaining all of these theories pa lang na sila tanan. That just goes to show how hard it is to describe it. Diba? Assumption pa tanan.
Okay, deep na kayo.
Lalo.
Ito ba, question bro ba?
Go ahead.
Kasi isa sa mga yung nag-prepare ako for my exhortation sa praise and worship sa Nights with Iggy. Kaya isa sa mga nasalubong ko ng mga news nun kasi there was a family na was in a car accident tapos ang mother lang naka-survive tapos like kato ang kids niya namatay ang husband niya namatay and like it's very if ever nasa shoes ko tayo niya, it's very hard to live the rest of your life knowing nangyari yun na tragedy. And of course, ang uban kay di jud ka makaingon na kana. Ni okay lang yan. Hindi ka talaga no, Jud. Kay wala jud ta kabalo, di ba, bro? And ang question ko nito, bro, if ever nasa shoes tayo niyan, what would be her relationship with God at that time? Kay kanang of course, there will be questions, di ba? Na,
for sure.
Lord, butan man me.
Exactly.
Lord, normal life. Kailangan naman nimo, wala na nimo gikuha itong mga marama diri sa life. So, ang question ako, kay those, actually, ang sinabi ko lang nung sa, exhortation ko, bro, yung pag-share ko nun na story.
Yeah.
Kaya like, nakakreate ako ng quote nun, nag-share ko sa Ateneo nun. When logic, when you can answer questions with logic, faith comes in. So,
beautiful.
Yun yung aking isa sa mga during my prayer na realizations, bro. So, sa mga ganyan yung mga ganyan na mga situations, mga tragedies dito sa life, bro. Kay, what is your perspective on that na kanang, how do people need to handle those situations?
That's scary kay, even on a bigger scale, no, of course, that is very extraordinary. Extraordinary meaning dili siya normal na situation sa iyahan, no? That doesn't happen to everyone. When you're in that situation, of course you will question everything. Of course you will have doubts. Of course you will hate everything around you. But if you think about it, we are in this situation karon. I will be honest, I have questioned a lot of the things karon, like nganong nahitabo man sa world. We are currently in a pandemic. We're currently suffering from COVID and all its repercussions. Questions will come, definitely. Anong kaniman? And of course, it's easy to say na this is all part of God's plan, diba? Pero there will come a point that okay, there's no point doing logic. Miskin sa mga lalis ng bitaw, sure, balik na pa sa uyab, no? Pero sa mga lalis na murag, once everyone is angry, there's no point reasoning. There's no point reasoning kung suko na mong duha. Stop it. Stop talking. Get some space. Come back once nakahuna-huna na magtarong. In the same way, once you're in that situation, once everyone is stressed by a pandemic and then everyone is questioning everything negative na kayo ang world, stop thinking. Right? Give it some time. You know, I love that quote na where logic fails, that's where faith comes in. I agree. Diba? And not just religious faith. Faith in what is to come. If you believe in destiny, faith in destiny. Faith in humanity, go ahead, believe in that. Because that's where, that's a beautiful thing. Pero when it comes to that, I think, give it some time. No, this is not to give advice sa mga namatayan karon, no? I empathize with all of you. I empathize with all the pain that everyone is experiencing karon. I'm privileged na wala pa nahitabo sa ako. So that's very painful. Biyog. Very, very biyog. Superstition. Ginoo istorya no yan. Nag-superstition ta. Pero, don't, I think it's normal to doubt, in my opinion. It's very normal to doubt. In that, God, you can even doubt God sometimes, you know? I'm not saying it's super right thing to do, but a relationship na wala ka naga-doubt means that you don't care about it. I believe that that's not just with God. That comes with relationships with people, with friendships, uyab-uyab, and a family. If you're not doubting, you probably, it's either naka-communicate na jud mo tarong, strong ang foundation, or you just don't care. You know? So when there is doubt, it means you're trying to believe it. You're wrestling. 'Di ba? Kung naga-workout ta and then alangan dili mo sakit ang lawas. 'Di ba? So when you're doubting, you're doing it for a reason. You're making something stronger, and out of that, your faith will come out stronger. With people, your relationship will come out stronger, right? So I think it's not to say this is the all end all na jud na na advice para sa tanang tao na nagasakit karon, pero a very good way to think about it is that this is a way to strengthen whatever you are feeling right now, or this is a way to strengthen whatever love is left right now. You know, kung you're doubting karon, this is just a way to strengthen the love that comes afterwards. Ana pa sila na, 'di ba, you cannot see the light without darkness. Ana lang, it's easy to say para sa atua. I think we're lucky enough to say na we're not in that situation. Aeroplano. Shoutouts! Ay, helicopter. But I think we're lucky enough to say wala ta sa situation na yung ana. No, we don't have. But from our perspective, that's all I can say. 'Di ba? Out of darkness comes the light. Doubt is just a way to strengthen. 'Di ba? And that's easy to say. That's very easy to say. Yeah, but it's a difficult question.
Oo, bay. Pero gwapo pagka-answer nimo, bro. And
thanks.
Sa ano pod bay? Siguro I mentioned praise and worship mangud kanina.
Yeah.
And isa sa mga nice talaga, if you are involved in the Ateneo religious organizations,
which we are,
you get the chance to shout out sa inyo lahat.
Sali kayo, chay lang.
So you get the chance to attend in mga yun, for example, kami sa YFC kay marag praise and worship na kanang magkanta-kanta.
Yeah.
Tapos kanang not only ako marag para sa ko lahi ang hit by if ever praise and worship sa YFC or mass song sa ano na ba no? Marag kanang ano?
Yeah, bitaw.
Kanang if ever sa praise and worship sa marag in a praise fest kay like kanang marag feeling na ko na marag it's okay to ana ba, and lahi-lahi mo gutag ways of worship, diba? Especially kung ano yung approach mo sa ano, pero if ever sige, we will rise so like marag it's weird siguro if ever hindi, okay naman siya talaga in general, pero if ever church na sa ibang siguro religion siguro normal lang yan, pero sa Catholic kanang contemporary na ang music.
Okay, like
Kabalo ba ka, we're not allowed to have drums sa mo ang most of the time. Discourage ang mga percussion, mga inana.
Like kanang diba actually magisabi gi-share sa akin si Laila like about the tempo, maraging na details sa isa ka song. For example, We Will Rise kay gi-learn ko siya, tas like itudlo ko sa mga parents kay after rosary nag-sing mo kami ng mass songs.
That's nice.
Tapos ang si Laila na i-correct mo yan kay mabilis masyado ang tempo mo.
Okay, yeah.
Tapos like okay lang man yan, same lang man yan. Tapos niya parang kwento niya sa akin na si Sir PJ ata yun or ikaw na naman like there's a story daw. There's a reason nga.
Yeah.
So sige daw bro, isa yung expertise din. So sa expertise sa yung field na being in a subdom trainer. Okay. Ano ba siya kanang marag each song ba has its kanang tempo na tells a story?
It's not just the tempo. So songs are so deep.
Oo.
Very, very deep that it goes way beyond the lyrics. You know, I can't demonstrate karon no, pero there's this thing called music theory na how music works ko no. And that goes into how we plan music, for example. Isa lang ang tempo, that's one factor. But another factor is what chords are we gonna use here? Diba? Some chords feel happier than others. Some chords feel sadder than others. Some chords are louder. Some chords are softer. More full. But sometimes need po na tuog ka ng hinay lang na piano. No? So, there's so much that goes into it, Jude. Like, for example, if I were to sing like a song na sa ba, mga popular, mga pop karon ay like, dili man ko nagapaminaw sa pop kayo, no? Pero, sa ba ang popular karon? Can you think of one?
Wala na kayo ko nagpamino og new music, bro.
Oh.
Stick shoot ko sa akong old music.
Basta para tong old music ko eh.
Sige, I don't wanna talk about it. Rod Stewart.
How I Broke Your Heart.
How you broke my heart. Chill. Good.
Anyway, so pwede po no, na-realize na ako. Hindi ka kapamilyar na kanta. Pero this is one song, Just Once. Kabalo ka, James Ingram.
Bro.
Woo! Whoa!
Oh my God. Pero I want to acknowledge na nag-teleport kami for fun.
Oh, bye.
Yan. So, ayun, na-off pa lang mic ko. So, what's up, bro?
Teleport kami for fun, bro.
Anyways, yung about the story of the tempo, bro.
Yeah, okay. So where we left off, kay nag-ano may story of me about the elements of music. I talked about how lalom kayo ang music, honestly. Like every single thing na makita nimo sa instrument or sa pyesa or sa song, usually na sa reason. You know, there is a lot of reasons that go into it. Like, for example, katong Just Once lagi, it's in the key of C lagi, which is all the white keys sa piano. So kabalo ka. So there's a key, and then nara siya set amount of keys na pwede mo i-press. Whatever. Kato na song, imagine na nimo, di ba naman siya, kanang slow man na siya. Imagine kung kanang gipaspasan nimo. So kanang ana pa lang na butang, 'di ba? Nanay pulos ang tempo. It's really going into the story of what they want to tell. Pero for example, naay mga times na ay song daw, okay, mao ni ang butang na tempo. And then for example, na daw kay authority or something, or gusto na nimo imuwang interpretation, there is nothing stopping you from changing the tempo. Nothing stopping you. What if this is we all know, kung maminatag music, lahi tag mga interpretation. Maminatag music, siguro about a love song, pero ang pagka-interpret din ako, it's a worship song, no? Or pagka-interpret sa uban, it's about friendship, no? So, even in that way, pwede po nimo i-express differently, no? Tempo is one thing, pwede nimo ipaspas ang kanta, you know, compared sa ipaslow nimo na mas ballad, karon siguro mas pop, mas hip-hop, para mas exciting. Or, pwede po isa ra ng tempo, pwede nimo i-change ang chords. Imbes na happy iyang sound, pwede nimo ipas dark gamay, pa sad, no? Or pwede po nimo i-change gamay ang lyrics, although that's big na, no? Pero change gamay ang lyrics, ang notes na ginakanta, ang mga second voice i-change gyapon nimo, you know? So just to answer that question, I like to think of the rules in music as you learn the basics so that you know what rules to break. Ana lang. You learn the basics pa you know what rules to break. That applies to so many different things. Kita, we used to be teammates sa basketball sa high school. And then, memories. Very long ago. Dili pa mi close. But like, we used to be teammates. Short up ako ng basketball. Like, ano lang to siya kay, for a story, kay na-ACADS, na problema ko sa ACADS, so nag-leave na lang ko. But, when it comes to basketball, you learn the basics. 'Di ba? Ato ang mga 3-point position, whatever, proper form sa layup, sa shot, 'di ba? Ang pocket hand and all of that. You learn all of that kanang mga theory lagi daw sa basketball, ang mga positions. Once master na nimo na, you make your own stuff. 'Di ba? Kung isundog-sundugan nimo ang rules pero di always ka mapildi sa kalaban kay kabalo na sila sa imong buhaton. Right? The same goes for music. There are rules kuno, but you learn those rules so that you know how to properly break them. You know how to properly break them. So, ang tempo nimo for this, karang We Will Rise, kantawan ninyo, what if, I'm not saying mali si Laila. Laila is coming from a good place, diba? She wants to help, diba? But, what if di ay ka nang, pwede po na may justify, this speaks to my family a little bit more. Diba? Mas matouch mi sa kanta. Kung ipaspas na mong tempo gamay, I feel like, mas makaano siya, mas makaigo siya sa heart. So, there's no rules in music. Go ahead. Diba? If it works for you, works. If it works for you, go ahead. There's no problem.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's very interesting. That there's just so much to music about it.
Okay, speaking of music by kay one of my favorite bands, 21 Pilots. I'm going narinig mo yan, but
I've heard some.
parang isa sa mga lyrics na doon, kay gitanong kasi anong meaning ng lyric na to, this specific lyric. Ang nakalagay doon is hindi pa yung lyric pala. Gitanong kung bakit ang title ng song niya is Kitchen Sink.
Okay.
Tas ang nakalagay dun sa lyrics, kitchen sink to you is a kitchen sink to me. What does that mean? Tas ang sabi niya, ayaw niya i-disclose. Why kasi daw, because if i-disclose daw niya yung real meaning daw, mawala na pagka-special nun. Kaya like, ganito ang interpretation niya, ganito ang meaning niya para sa kanya. So if ever yung may mga ibang tao na alam na anong meaning na yun, hindi na yun special.
Yeah.
So, marag-anagan mo? Nagets mo?
Absolutely.
Oo.
I absolutely get it. Kay, funny po na siya because there's so many different ways to think about these things.
Oo.
You know? People are so complex and we can't really understand them. You know? Like, ingon na to behaviors are complex. That's because people are complex. Right? And what you are hearing is not what I am hearing. What I am hearing is not what you're hearing. What you are feeling, I will never understand it no matter how hard I try. Because it's yours and it's mine. It's all different. So, interesting lagi na, you will go na kitchen sink, kaya ano man na siya, kanang, I think that's a metaphor for everything. Diba? Like, you put everything in the kitchen sink and the kitchen sink to this person. Murag daghan kay kagihatag. But turns out, there's way more to it, diba?
Actually, gina-encourage siya kanyang fans to make their own interpretation in the songs. Good ba?
That's nice.
Sige, anyway, we mentioned good music and ngayon siguro it's the proper time na rin to bring up yung isa sa mga reasons na nag-start yung date sa imong girlfriend. And gusto dyan ako actually share lang ako i-share ko to sa aking mga friends, sa mga sila Jel ba, ila Kay, yung mga YFC ba. Kay, witty mo kaya pagkabuhat na to ba? And actually, there was a time paminaw dyan nga, marag gapo mo dyan ang kanta na to, bro. Marag naano ko sa imo ato Igs, baka nang na-inspire good ko kay, hold to, sweet ni, ako po pera. Marag bro, ba kay kanang, sa mga hindi alam, kay, nandun pa sa Facebook mo?
Yeah, it's sa Facebook ko.
Actually, can you share about what the song is? Kay, hopefully ngayon, kung okay lang sa'yo mamaya, i-perform mo ba?
Oy!
Sige na, bro.
Dugay na kayo to, bay. I don't know if I remember the chords even.
Sige, bro. So, anong nun? Like, for others, like, you said that. You said that, it's okay kung ano sa style niyo sa pag-approach sa isa ka person as long as it's genuine. So, bakit you went the extra mile here na, feel mo na you went the extra mile na mag-write ng song or chill lang?
I wouldn't say extra mile siya. I wouldn't say kanang extra in the sense na dili na ako siya buhaton. You know, like I feel like it's something very natural sa ako. Not that dali siya, but it's like something that makes sense na buhaton ni Igue. You know, like,
tama.
Like kapoy lagi na, pero bato man niya na, it makes sense nagibuhat niya, you know. So I wouldn't say extra mile siya, pero yeah, it's din one of the first times na ginawa ko siya. That's the first time I ever recorded a song na
hidden meaning.
Na hidden meaning, na chords. Like, dili pa mo ko, like, I only learned an instrument in college. Wala ako kapalaw magtugtog before.
Search lang ako.
Oy!
Pwede ba tawag reaction video? Pwede na siguro.
Pwede siguro, I guess.
Pwede, if ever hindi mo i-perform ngayon ka, ang extra clip ko na lang natin is our reaction video.
Hala, dugaya na. It's forever since I've heard that song.
Kaya ano mo good, bro? Actually, marinig lang siguro natin, Antayin lang natin ng
Yeah, sure.
Kaya ano mo good, bro? Isa sa mga naisip na ko atong time na gising mo yun, kaya ako pod bay, puhon. If ever ma-meet na ako atong person.
Oh yeah.
Nakabuhat ko kanta.
Wow! Kanta, react po daw yan. Videos ata.
Sige, wait, videos. Tapos gusto mo actually may recently sa aking vlog, kay may compose ako na song.
Yeah.
I-share ko lang din later. So, ito yung song, guys. So, Wait. Pwede ko siguro ano.
Ano?
Alam mo, paano lang pa na mag-screen record sa Windows?
OBS, meron kang OBS.
Meron akong OBS.
Oo.
Pero meron siyang, ang gawin mo lang is Window G.
Mo ba? Chuyo
Watch and learn. They actually, na-shock din ako,
Ah.
Lahat na ng Windows na ganyan. So like, i-press mo lang to. Kasi ganito rin ginagawa ko if ever, like, natamad na ako mag-download ko ng YouTube na SEO. So, Window G, life hack, bro. Window G. So,
life pro tips.
So, alright, we're gonna react to Igue's video. So, the title is, ito ba talaga title?
Di ako I don't like making good titles.
Yan. Sige. Alright. Sige, before we reveal the
Pero,
hidden
just so
message.
you know,
huwag mo na i-reveal ang hidden message sa fans natin, bro, ha?
Sige,
Later na.
Maya na lang.
Sige.
Kaya ingon pa na ako ang real title niya, pero the real title is different from nakabutang sa FB. Ingon na ako niya. Sige daw.
Wait lang, i-double check ko muna kung recording.
Go ahead, sige.
Feeling ko hindi na-record, wait. Ayun, wala pala na-record. Hindi ko na-stop ko somehow.
Paano?
Ayun, sige.
Nice.
Yan. Sige, let's play it, guys. Play na natin dito.
Sige, go. Laptop mic pa ako gamit.
Oh my God. Goosebumps. I remember this song. Kasi feeling ni mo itong kanang nahuman na ni mo. Like kanang natulog na jud ka anak by 3 a.m.
I think this song took me like 2 weeks para kanang ma-finalize yung ako siya before na ako gi-record.
Sige.
I'll fall
Young Igue.
asleep
Yung edit to like 2 years ago.
this morning.
Goodbye.
Now the sky can play its last show,
Lawin ka lang.
and then time can sing its old song, while I can sing my
Ay na
own.
kayo ang technique.
Kilig ko ba? Goosebumps.
I will sing towards the south sky. Let the wind bring my words far. Let this night in old blue armor be yours in part. Oh, this night can't love the queen, but I'll be waiting
Balik-balik pa nila dyan.
God's light. Oh, this night can't love the queen, but I'll be waiting.
Bago pa lang nag-learn ng piano na. Bago ka pa nag-
Bago pa lang.
The sky. When the queen calls, I'll be at her call. The queen calls.
Kaya last play mo niya.
Have my all.
Like 2 years ago.
My queen calls.
1 year after.
I'll be at her call.
Baby. Di ba? Sa last, ma-recover pa na ako.
Have me my all.
Awa.
Baby.
Lol.
Pero ba,
Basta
nakita
ni
pa
bro.
na yan? Sige,
Sige,
play mo.
paminabi siya pa rin
Gusto
ako.
mo yung play? I think
Sige, go.
magkakasya daw.
Automatic mo yan.
It might be loud.
Okay naman.
Alam mo to, yun wala.
Nagsiawit ang mga angels.
Ikaw nagawa yan. Kaya ako ba, di ba? Tricks.
Unang gabi of Christmas. May
Hindi na nag-blending ka na.
Ako?
Ikaw, tanan.
Tanan.
Kay ganda na harana ang tila
Sana nag-viral. Iha-react ko para mag-up.
ng hangin. Ang sinila. Ang sinila.
Nag-tweet man good katong band member man siya sa Baden-Ben.
Si Andrew,
Nag-tweet siya ng ano.
siya yung percussionist.
Nag-tweet siya ng kalang conyo version. Nag-record mo kung ano, ako ano lang doon, ang instrumental lang ang different. Pero yeah, anyway, funny digression.
Sige, anong gusto mo? Ay, wait, tama day, going back day. Ay, sige, later na lang. Ano na lang ako.
Pakita niyo.
Spoil na lang na ako na. For whoever is listening this, read the first letter for each line. Vertically. Tama ba?
Vertically siya.
Oo.
Yeah. So, ang actual title ato, kay ang what na ko ata nakanta, gi-post na ko 1 month before na ko siya or no, I think a few weeks, before na ko siya hindi siya confront, no? Gi-approach. When I approached her, remember na ko, awitin to. Nagdala kong piano. And then nagiswat po ako ng katong lyrics on a piece of paper.
Oo.
And then kato siya makita ni mo na kato yung alignment. And then actual title, I put the actual title there. The
When the Queen Calls.
the actual title is the first letter.
Why?
Siya.
Why?
Kay yung mo ng first letter na isan ko sa kanya.
And at the same time kay first letter.
And
Rolando.
mo po to, like the first
Oh.
letters of the song. So murag, and after that, naga-send po may mga, eventually like naging common na mag-send og letters to each other. So that was the first ever letter na akong gisend sa iyaha.
The first letter
Oh, the first letter.
from St. Paul.
Chapter ka lang. But yeah, so that's how it went about.
Also, yun din ang last song na nagawa ko para sa kanya.
No, there are a few songs na nasulat na ako na, just afterwards, when nagganahan pa ako mag-songwrite. Pero nag-slow down po siya eventually.
Oh.
But there are other songs po na akong nasulat. I don't remember most of them. But like, there was one because of a date we went somewhere, and then himo ko one called like a dozen roses. Kaya
same.
mo to ang first time. I was like, 1 dozen roses. All we have is 1 dozen roses for you. Ano lang siya?
Nakagawa ka na ng bro? OPM na kind of.
Yeah, it was like, halina talon, huwag ka nang magtanong kung saan nga ba patungo ang
Wait, we
hangin
need a
ngayon.
compilation, man.
Pero delete ako, I don't like posting too much.
Pero
kay-
you keep your songs na
Ginasave niya.
Nag-save niya.
Sa iya harapan ako ginasend
Oo.
ang mga songs. Because I don't really like posting too much ako mga kanta. And I haven't really written too
Pero
much.
ang reason na reason na i-post mo to kay you were still starting at that time.
Di ba ako kilala at
Oo.
that time? Although no, nakita namin kay same course.
Oo.
Pero like, pag-spread ato to like yung mga common friends, then sa...
So, isa pala sa mga Igue moves. Isa yun sa mga dowry moves. Ano na to, millennial dowries.
Millennial dowries. Ang
Wow.
first jud was yata ka na ko siya, bouquet. And then
Oo.
ticket na mga,
Ano ganun? Concert pa yun?
concert, Alibandia.
Pero like, never pa kayo nakaano nun.
Never.
Grabe ka grand ng first date eh.
Yeah, diba?
Ang first date namin ni Laila kay actually, dalawang namin kung ano first date namin.
Nag-doubt kayo.
Ha?
Di kayo sure.
Hindi kami sure, pero like, yung dalawa na kay, wala na sila ngayon. Like, wala na yung restaurants ngayon, bale. Yung first, yung 4th Street, alam mo yung 4th Street? Na located doon sa original place sa may Guerrero, which is wala na ngayon.
Wala na ngayon.
And, ang second kaya ang Hyperbola. Wala na rin ngayon, bro.
Seryoso?
Wala, no?
Luya sa
Dagan
mga
lagi
business
tungod sa
karon
pandemic lagi. So,
Lagi, oy.
at least naka-experience po mo. And, of course, the following dates kay lahi-lahi po pa like, bangkerohan.
Wait, nganong dili man mo sure sa duha? Like, what does that mean? Like, dili mo sure kung counted?
Kayong first manggod kay like, before subdom practice ba? Or after
Okay.
ba yun? Tapos, before yata yun tapos. Like, kaunta before ano. So, like, is that considered a date? Like, planned date naman? Or like, casual lang na friends eating? So, like, unsure me at that time. Unsure me. So, siguro ang para sa akin kayong first official date talaga namin yung nag-hyperbola kay.
Kaya giplano nyo?
Okay, nag St. Jude kami. Then,
Nice.
aling poppings. Tapos, like, nag-hyperbola.
Nag-hopping kayo,
Hopping me ba? Tapos, like,
Lingapa eh.
sige daw, yung sa first date nyo kay, anong concert ba yun? December Avenue ba yun? Or Silent Sanctuary?
Alibandia.
Alibandia yung, pero di ba napiyok mo daw siya nun? I like,
Dili,
nawala yung,
ano siya? Paus siya nun.
perform siya to.
Wala siya nag-perform. Ang gipa-perform niya kanyang mga background singer. Pero nagtindog lang siya dito, which is very weird, Pero, dili po siya ka ng random lang.
Oo.
It was because, ang first first naman na meeting was months before na teammate
Dili
sa team
awkward,
building.
dili awkward na.
Ha?
Okay lang, dili awkward ang moment ato na first date nyo ever.
Dili man. Kaya karo man ako na hoy first date niya siya.
So tas amigo na pod mo daan.
Dili pod.
Ay dili
Like, yun we are gonna get to know each other. Like, planado, ginaplano
People
ako.
should get a class from you, bro.
Dili, oy.
Ford
no.
method.
Everyone's different, Jud. Everyone's different. When it comes to kanang mga tudlo bitawan how to speak, gimension ako sa iya, hoy, nag-study ba ako paano to mag-converse? Pero, what's funny about that is that dili man guna siya abnormal
Oo.
for me as a person.
Oo.
Same as ganina, normal as even though this would buwatan ako, it makes sense for who
Oo.
I am. Same way na murag, baka naging ko research. Pero what eventually happened was like, just be myself, you
Oo,
know?
bay. Tinuod na, bay.
Cliche
siya,
kayo.
pero tinuod mo,
It's
good.
true. Like, kay, when you're in the moment, matempt, majug ka, magtuon ko.
Pero if ever be yourself, nice na if ever you're Igue.
Yeah.
Pero if ever like kanang ano ka ba yung personality kay like kanang imagine lang na personal like kanang small talker lang kayo ba kanang me Igue. One food.
Sponge core. Sponge core.
Pat gar ba to?
Yeah, no, pero I like that point. It's not, I think it goes deeper in that, because ani ko na tao, ato po damang first date. You know, like, other people, being more genuine, kung dili ka same as me na mag-admit ko, I'm a little bit more extroverted, no? I like ko, dili ko extroverted ka ng laagan, no? Pero,
ambivert.
I'm very good at, I like socializing with people. Ngayon, nalingaw ko mag-story and whatever. Maabot ko pila ka oras, like, as you can see. Pero, so, because anak ko na tao, kabalo ko na, okay, I would enjoy this first date. No, I'm not gonna go to a first date kay basin magustuhan niya, no? Basin tayo magana. Well, then what's the point? 'Di ba? Kung dili mo gusto. You're not doing this for her. You're not doing this for him. Kung if you're a girl, you're doing this because you're finding your synergy. So if sharak sige nang cater sa iya, siguro at the start murag I can be selfless. It's not about being selfless. It's about sharing, you know? Love is not a one-way street ana pa sila, 'di ba? Two-way street dapat na siya. I knew that I would enjoy ana na date. I didn't know kung ma-enjoy niya, pero na-enjoy man ata niya. So,
ipunta na to karon. Enjoy jud to nimo.
hate day kay niya ba?
Pero bro, ano rin ba kay naisip ko rin ba kay kanang if ever sa first date good kay you don't know anything about her.
Yeah.
And she doesn't know anything about you.
For sure.
Pero if ever let's say na something na kay actually tama ka talaga na dapat you'll be yourself. Kay if ever at that time kay hindi na niya accept kung who you are.
Exactly.
Like,
Ayun na. No point.
No point. Okay, next. Marang hindi okay, next. Karang marang ka nang if ever, like, lain mo, good bro. Lain mo na if ever you would magpadayon ka. Tas karang, dili ka dawat. Ana, good.
Goes back to ato ang saying, kumbaga na, mangita kag kauban, dilig uyab. Like, that's not a question kung kauban imong gipangita. 'Di ba? Like, kung uyab siguro, hala, basin, what if she doesn't like me? What if dili me fit? No? Kung nangita kag kauban, if dili mo fit, hawa. 'Di ba? You know,
Tama.
it's very harsh, obviously. Pero that's how it should be, I think. You know, siguro sa start infatuated pa ka and then sige mag-adjust na lang ko I like this na lang because of you and you can get to that point, you know, genuine na you like something because of them, like because you love them or all of that. Pero at the start, kana lang imong reason, I don't think it's gonna work. You know, I don't think it's gonna work.
And at that time, kaya pwede mo na rin parang nag-merge na lahat ng mga gipag-usapan natin. Pwede natin magamit ang Ignatian Values dyan. Before you start courting a girl, guys, brothers and sisters.
Ad mayorem de gloria.
You should discern, guys. Discern. Ano dapat, diba? Kanang before, kanang if ever you would like to approach a person, you should be a 100%. Kanang diligod, kanang diligod ka ng for the sake lang na mag-try.
Yeah.
You have a quote na di ba? Like, you miss 100% of the shots that you don't take. But if ever you would take one, it should be an efficient shot, di ba? Na parang,
good point. I like
sure
that.
you dapat ka, anak. Ay, kanang,
Dili ka maglabay-labay.
If isa lang ang try niyo, ihatag na niyo tanan, di ba? So, magawa kayo ng kanta, guys. 3 a.m. in the morning.
It's different for everyone. Ana jud ko na type na tao. I like putting effort into kana mga small na butang. You know, and that's why it worked for me. Kaya I didn't make a song tungod kay gusto na ko magkauyab or like I didn't make a song and even though dili ko nga na tao. That happened because it naturally occurs for me. And then it just so happened na appreciate ko niya. But other people, it doesn't mean that making a song is the best way to go about it. What naturally, kung dili ka naturally gusto maghimo og kanta even though hard ka manganta, for example, if dili ka natural maghimo og kanta or dili mo type maghimo og kanta for someone, don't bother. Look for something natural.
Tama. No need to force. Basta kung saan ka good, diba?
For example, if I only made that song because gusto na ako magkauyab, then what 1 year, 2 years down the road, and then katoy yung first impression sa ako then it was fake. It was super fake. And wala
Tama,
na.
tama.
Useless na siya.
Gani. And isa sa mga na-remember ko, nakatawa lang ako ba kayo, parang meron na tang time na use your forte in courting a girl. Marang nagdaan na yun na phrase sa akin and parang i-joke ko ba, for example, sa friend ko si JC. Remember kay JC?
Si JC.
Kay, si JC kay, gi-joke na mo siya na JC, how bitaw ka magbotog Excel? Pumata ka, formula. Okay, karama rin good bro.
Hours spent, days together.
Pero parang ang point siguro, you should, if ever you would try on someone, ay kanang, if you want to exert an effort on someone, it should be something na natural ka. Kaya if ever, pero siguro cute siguro na
Not siguro, sorry kung nag-cut ko. But
sure.
not siguro natural ka, but it's like more on like something that makes sense para sa imo. Part of identity nimo ba? Like, kasi other people, they're natural at things. Like, for example, kana mga bata nagitudluan og piano ever since bata sila, you know? But that's not for example, hate nila kay always man ay ginabuhat since bata pa sila. You know? So, I think it's more so identity mo. What if di ay kanang you were raised as a pianist, pero your true passion is gusto nimo mag-learn, magsayaw. Then sayawan mo din mo siya.
All of me.
Di ba? Mag-ana-ana ka, and then kung dili niya dawaton, move on, you know?
Moonwalk palabas.
Yes. You like this?
Funny siguro na if ever mag-confess ka sa isang person through PowerPoint. Good evening. Comedy.
Kaya nagabasa na pag ka na kay no. I am an okay boyfriend because point A.
Lol. Tapos karang reason na ginawa yun, makigiwash sa na podcast mo. Di bro, ano mo, nakita ko sa TheCrossPod mo. Si Igue ug Jewel mo. Okay, basta kung ano ang identity mo. And ako, how mo ko magbotog PowerPoint?
Yes!
How kong botog transition?
More power. What if di ay kanang gwapo kay na PowerPoint, no?
Diba? Tapos kanang napay siya kanang mga introduction na very outstanding kayo, like kanang pugay. Feel ko if ever
dili na siya paloybay kung
may imagine
kayo
pagka
how day kayo. What if they kanang naa siya big screen unya gi-invite kag ati-kating mong babae na murag ay can we see here kanang kadali lang niya pa awkward bagay pagabot nimo. Hello.
Funny yun. Anyways, bro, bay, gusto na ako pasalamat sa imo. Kaya ano ba kanang natagan nga mo opportunity ba, and it's getting dark na po, and bay, I really enjoyed our podcast today, bay.
Siyempre.
And hopefully pohon kay magkita-kita na sa ta with the other Aro people, the Subdom people kay
For sure.
amigo biya juta, and I remember miss na ako kanang hopefully pohon makasamal na balik ba. Kanang maglingkod lang doon magstorya ba, di ba? Chill kaayo.
Summer days, bro.
Bro, na ba kayo gusto i-shoutouts dyan or closing message mo sa viewers?
Closing message. Sige. I think there's one closing message na gusto na ako maingon lang sa tanan. Going back to what we were talking about ganina. As we all know, diba, we are all in a pandemic karon.
Yes.
We are all struggling karon. And alongside with all we've said ganina na give understanding to people, be more loving and all of that. I just want to say to all of you struggling karon, no matter what it is, kung nag-struggle ka financial, well, let's not say financially, medyo liso na financially, no, pero if you're struggling with your kanang imong identity karon, kanang you don't know where you're going in life siguro, or wala pa ka nakakita og imong hobby or all of that, I just want to tell all of you na it's fine. It's okay. Everyone is going through things karon. We are all stressed, diba? We are all going through a worldwide pandemic. It's okay. Do not feel bad na other people have something to do and you don't have yet. Go at your own pace, diba? And give yourself. We've been saying, diba, na give other people more understanding.
Understanding, guys.
I will also say, give yourself a bit more understanding. Kung napansin mo na medyo slow ka sa akats or gikapoy na jud ka, di na mo kaya, love yourself as you would love others po. Yeah, if someone you love is having a difficult time, you will be there for them. Be there for yourself also, especially during this time. Love all, love yourself, love God, lahat-lahat na yan. That's my closing remarks.
Alright. Thank you, bro. Thank you sa
Thanks,
tanan, bro. And to end, we are Cross Court, and so are you. Thank you.